So in terms of introductions, my name is Jon Furner. I've been assisting customers with their PPM implementations for over 15 years and as part of ResultsPositive, and assisted many organizations previously in my previous life with Accenture with very large IT transformation initiatives. So appreciate everyone joining today and look forward to giving you insights into the Orlando release. We'll also provide you with some additional services and training that we do provide customers to help them with their ITBM journey. So before I jump right in here, just thing that we really kind of focus on with customers is when it comes to IT business management is how can we achieve better outcomes for the business? We all know that managing your investments, first of all, it comes into planning and selecting the right investments, which investments are going to drive the biggest outcome, as well as then protecting those investments through the execution and implementation of those various initiatives. So we feel that ServiceNow helps organizations achieve that. Also, it's definitely dependent upon your internal processes and various criteria that you use to manage your initiatives. So as we think about how we work better, as well as really driving those better business outcomes. So from an Orlando perspective, just kind of wanted to highlight some of the major new capabilities related to the Orlando release. So Orlando release is considered one of their family releases. Those of you that are familiar with ServiceNow understand that they do a couple releases a year. So that's very valuable. And so you can see here kind of a summary of those different capabilities. So we're going to highlight a couple of those capabilities here from a demonstration perspective, and we'll describe those here in the webinar as well. So when you look at the family of release items here, we can have the overall ability to create a program status report. And so a program manager has the opportunity to create that status report, and the overall health of that status report will auto give them a health category based upon the underlying projects. So say, for example, if you have a red status project, the given status for that overall program would be defaulted to yellow, since one of those project is red. However, the program manager can overwrite that. If they still feel that the overall program is green or yellow, they can do that. But gives them some of that intelligence. They don't need to search all individual projects for that initial assessment of red, yellow, and green. So that's a high level for a new capability for the program status report. Next, you can manage your agile development scrums with Scrum programs. So we've had a lot of organizations looking at implementing SAFe and the Scaled Agile Framework for enterprises. But many organizations aren't quite prepared for that. Either they don't have the scale or they just don't have the methodology to support the Agile release trains and the associated program increments. And so based on customer feedback, ServiceNow has created the Scrum programs. So it gives you a lot more flexibility than program increments. So you can actually have sprints not tied to a specific program increment timeline. And so that way you can have sprints across different release timelines. So I'll have a chance to briefly highlight that in the demonstration as well. The Innovation Portal came out in the New York release, and so as a way to help those members of your organization that are submitting ideas and making sure that they're not sending a duplicative idea, they've now enhanced that with machine learning. So instead of just doing the word-based matching, now using machine learning to really help prevent the duplication of multiple ideas. Next, there's the risk and the action, decision, issue, and change request workflows. So what they've done here is kind of integrated those workflows together out of the box, so you can go from that risk to issue and go to that workflow across those different entities. They've also done some normalization of those entities, so those entities can flow from one to the other and still capture the information. that was originally entered in, say, as example, in the risk. And then in the application portfolio management space, they've actually now added in the hardware lifecycles is one of the main additions there. So in the past, you could look at your business application and look at the underlying software and software models and the expected end of life of some of those. Now you'll be able to get that type of visibility now with the hardware assets supporting your business applications as well. There's the project level multi-currency, so assisting those organizations that needed to have multi-currency capabilities at the project level. And then there was the customer project management. So that's a solution for organizations where they're using the customer service management solution. The customers are requesting more than just a simple case, a very complex case. And so there's an opportunity to create and manage customer projects and then be able to give those customers visibility into those projects. That solution is available for those that have the CSM Pro license, so only for customers that have the Pro license as an example. However, for customers that have the standard license, we as ResultsPositive have had a customer project management solution for quite some time, so you can still take advantage of that if you have CSM and ITSM at the standard level. Next, one thing that they're looking at doing in the ITBM space, and they've already started it, is sharing some of the content and the upcoming capabilities in the ServiceNow store, so you can get access to some of the capabilities more quickly instead of having to wait for the release cycle every 6 months. Now you should be able to get some of those capabilities on the ServiceNow store in a more timely fashion. So in terms of some of the solutions that are on the store, now, as you can see here, there's some new Agile dashboards that are part of Orlando, which are also on the store. There's some new out-of-the-box integrations, so that's a key one that we've seen with a lot of customers. We've helped customers create some of their own custom integrations. We've created some ourselves, but now there's an out-of-the-box integration with Jira, as well as then with Azure Dev Ops. So that's great for organizations that have development teams using these other solutions, and now they can be able to get that visibility within ServiceNow. Next, there's the project status. So that project status mobile app has been out, and that was released in New York, but that's been updated, so you can actually view the status on your mobile app. You can actually view the historical view of previous status reports, as well as now you can actually interface with your risks and actions, decisions, and issues and change requests. So that's now available. And then last but not least, we have the Agile Development mobile app that's also available. And both of those mobile apps are as a part of the ServiceNow Agent app. So there's a couple plugins that you need to install on your instance and then use the Agent app. There's a couple different roles that you need to have in terms of rights to have access to those, but those are now available on the ServiceNow store and being released as part of the Orlando release. So a couple things just to highlight here at a high level, and then I'm going to jump into a few different demos as we go through. So now you can start to really manage programs from an Agile development perspective, so you don't need to migrate to the SAFe capabilities. You can start now using the program capability. So that's something that you can turn on and then start managing at the program level. As you see here in the picture here, and we'll highlight it in the demonstration, now I can start getting that similar SAFe type of visibility without all the constraints. And so on top of the team view, I can now look at the program view, see multiple teams, see multiple sprints, see some of the dependencies between the different stories across the sprints. And as you can see here, they're not all tied to the same release cycle that you'd have in a SAFe model. So here we've got a sprint, and that's in the middle of another sprint here with another team. So that gives you a lot of the flexibility. Some of that rigidness organizations weren't prepared for that from a SAFe perspective. So that's now available for you. There's also some additional out-of-the-box Agile dashboards. And so you can see that some of those are leveraging the performance analytics, showing you some more historical trend information here as well. So these are a great starting point for your different roles. Some of these are around epics, some of these are around stories. So we'll have a chance just to glance at those as well in the demonstration. You'll notice here on the top that we're seeing kind of when some of these things were released on the store. So just kind of gives you a hint that you can start looking on the store and various things that will be coming out, say for the next Paris release. I'm assuming periodically we'll see some of those items on the store prior to the September release of Paris. So just as an insight there. So now I'm going to go in and provide a brief demo on some of those Agile capabilities. So I'm here in the Agile board, and I'm here with installing and setting up the new capabilities here. I now have the ability to manage the program level versus the standard Agile at the team level. So this is the standard Agile that you're using previously, where you were managing your overall backlog, doing your sprint planning, as well as then your sprint tracking. So those capabilities still exist there, but now you can roll those up across multiple teams and view different programs. So here I can see the cloud transformation program. We can see the different teams. Here we can see each one of the different sprints that each team is managing. We can also see some dependencies. We could unhide those dependencies. Here again, we can see those dependencies. What's nice if you happen to have a dependency that's in the reverse order, that would be flagged as red. So letting you know that you probably have something expecting to be delivered, but it can't be delivered on time because its predecessor story is planned to be created later. Also, you'll see here that we get to kind of see some of the capacity here related to the actual sprint. So we can see kind of the percent, the completion going on, but we can also then see the actual story points here related to this. We can also see whether or not they're over capacity. So in this case, it's turned red here that we are over, the team's over capacity for this particular sprint. And for those of you that are new to ServiceNow, basically on the Agile side of things, your capacity is defined by your typical team, and they identify that the number of story points each team can complete during a sprint. So we can see here that 100% of the group's capacity is being planned here. So we could say, well, why don't we move this off here to a later sprint? So you've got some good drag and drop capabilities here related to moving your stories around across sprints as well as across teams. And so we can see there as I move this story over, we're now within the capacity of the team. We can kind of more ensure the delivery of those stories as a part of Sprint 7 as an example. Same thing over here. Looks like we've got some overcapacity going on for this sprint. So we've got 45 story points, 140% of capacity. So we definitely need to look at moving this to some different sprints. So by moving that, we now are more in alignment with our capacity and can more expect a consistent delivery of these capabilities. Also, we can do the backlog here where you can manage your epics that you want to plan as part of your program. So you can manage your different epics, but really the power here is managing it here from the program planning board. So that's one of the big new capabilities in Orlando from an Agile development perspective. The next thing I just wanted to highlight briefly here, and I wonder if I'm going to go over here to a different user. And I'm going to go look at the performance analytics dashboards. And I'm going to look at the new Agile dashboards. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of populated data, but you can see here we've got new Agile dashboards out of the box, so that you don't need to start creating yours from out of the box from scratch. You can start using some of the starting point dashboards here. So I don't have a lot of good data here, but what's nice with these, since they're performance analytics, I'll be able to see the trending information here. I can also then filter the information here across different sprints as an example. So went from 19 missing elements to 1. So here again, not a lot of great data for this, but showing you that you have your out-of-the-box dashboards. Those that are set up here with performance analytics, if you're not familiar with that, you definitely have to enable performance analytics, then validate the various performance analytics indicators, such in this case as scope or percent completed. Make sure those are turned on. Make sure you're going to collect the data on a daily basis, and then you'll start to see the trending information here in your dashboards. So that's a couple of the items I wanted to highlight from an Agile perspective related to the Orlando release. So if we come back here, there's one other big item here in terms of Agile, and it's now providing you with some out-of-the-box integrations with Jira and Azure Dev Ops. And so this gives you the ability, and the assumption is that your system of record is ServiceNow. So since a lot of the work is managed and the intake process and demand process is coming in with ServiceNow, as well as you've got that unified Agile capability where you can take an incident, a problem, a defect, and you can actually then convert those and tie those over into a story and see that side-by-side data. So a lot of organizations are then using ServiceNow as a system of record. And so at that point then, say if I create a story, it would send that story to Jira. If I update that story, update it and put it into a different sprint, then it'll make the corresponding updates in Jira as an example. Or in Jira, if they're updating that issue of that story type, if they're making an update, that will flow back to ServiceNow. So this removes a lot of the need to kind of create your own custom integration. So you've got a good starting point integration here that syncs between the two applications. It also has got the administration capability here. So if you're managing multiple Jira instances, so you can kind of set that up and manage that based on what's already been set up to manage this integration. So great capability here. We see a lot of organizations wanting to use this as their development teams are using their tool of choice, and then rolling that up and getting that visibility as you're managing the work in ServiceNow. We also mentioned that you have the Agile Development mobile app. So here you can allow the team visibility into their assignments and be able to update the details of those assigned stories via the mobile app as well. So gives you a lot of great visibility here. So visibility into your sprints, stories, and tasks based on who's assigned to those. So a great way to be able to manage the work from anywhere.
Hey, John.
Yes.
We had a quick question from Jeremy. He was wondering, with the Azure DevOps integration, is it user stories that come over from Azure as stories into ServiceNow, or what data is coming over?
My understanding is the user stories. So that's my understanding.
Okay. And Dave Carlin had a question earlier. He was wondering, back when you were referencing the ITSM licensed companies, you mentioned that there was standard functionality. What's included as part of that, or what were you referencing in regards to the customer project management?
I'm not sure exactly what the question is, but I do have another slide coming up here with customer project management, as well as I have it with the demo. So hopefully I should be able to answer that. question. I think now that you mentioned it was bound around licensing, so from a licensing perspective, to get access to the customer project management solution, you need to have your customer service management users licensed at the professional level, not the standard license. So it's only available for those with a professional license.
All right, thanks. And later, Dave, if you want to clarify that, we can do that. Thank you.
So next here was just kind of a brief update on the innovation portal. So this gives you the ability to, and this was initially released in New York, so gives you that great opportunity for innovation ideation coming in. Anyone in the organization can submit their ideas. How do we deal with the current pandemic? Here's some great new ideas for product ideas for the company going forward. So they can submit those ideas. And so why they've added the machine learning is to make sure that you can avoid creating duplicate ideas. It gives you alerts on what's going on similar ideas when they're being created, so it reduces some rework and duplication. So that's the additional capabilities here around innovation management. Next, it's actually a pretty popular solution. So in alignment with PMBOK, they've now updated the workflows as well as normalized the actual forms and data elements, so that now you can actually go through the process of taking an issue, a risk to an issue, decision action, and kind of go through that process. So that's the capability here, and then be able to update those workflows based on Flow Designer as an example. So that can really help the process, and the goal here is to simplify project management and a lot of the project controls and be able to easily transition from risks into issues as they become a particular issue related to your project. As I mentioned previously, for those using the application portfolio management solution, so they've added a couple different capabilities in that solution. So the big one here is around the technology portfolio and the hardware assets. So previously you could come in and look at your technology portfolio and see your business applications. You'd be able to see your software associated with that. You'd be able to see kind of the end of life of those software that really give you insights into when you needed to perform an upgrade of your business application, things of that nature. And so now, in addition to actually being able to see the software associated with that application, you can now see the associated technologies with that. So it's leveraging what you might already be using on the platform with IT Asset Mgmt. And so you might be using Discovery and such for that, but now you can pull that in from IT Asset Management. Those of you that are not familiar with the app portfolio management solution, it's definitely built on the CMDB. So you've already made significant investments in the CMDB and managing your business applications. Well, now you can start managing and assessing those applications from a strategic perspective, determining where should we invest, when do we need to invest, where do we need to de-invest in our applications. So I'll kind of highlight a brief review of those capabilities. So here I'm in the technology portfolio management for those that are managing applications and your business applications. So what you've added now here in the Orlando release is the ability to tie and map your hardware models, those hardware assets that are found within the CMDB, found within IT Asset Management. So previously you could look at all of your different software models and be able to see the timing associated with those. So if I kind of look at the legend here, you could look at the end of life, end of support of those items. Well, now you can start to do the same thing here with your actual hardware items associated with your applications. So it gives you a lot of good visibility here, so helping you make decisions. What's also nice those of you that are using PPM as well. So if you're using APM, you identify, hey, we're now going to need to do an upgrade, or we need to do a potential upgrade. Here with one click, I can create a demand, create a project right here from the technology portfolio management page. If we were to go in and look at a specific business application, such as the attendance management system we were just showing on the other screen. So now here you can manage your technology models. In the past, it was managing your software models. So here we can select our different models. And then what you can do here is you can actually have this run and fetch all the updated items out of asset management. So you have a complete picture of your underlying software and hardware items. So I could come in here and fetch the product models associated with this instance on my dev instance. I could do hardware items, or I could do hardware and software models. So I can do that here and click OK, and it's going to go off and start running those, and then it'll come back and let me know when that's complete. So that's how you can then kind of manage the associated hardware and software models associated with your application. Next, we'll come back here to a bit of an overview. So next, we wanted to highlight just very briefly here your project level multi-currency. So certain organizations want to track the different currencies. So maybe you have a project that's being implemented across the globe, and you wanted to be able to track the different currencies and view that depending upon where you're managing the project. And so you can now manage those different currencies at the project level. Next here is the customer project management. So this is what we were mentioning previously, bringing together CSM and PPM. And we agree, we feel like there's a big opportunity here. When you think about an organization, they have customers, and we saw this a lot with product companies, high-tech companies, really companies that are providing any type of a service to their customer base. A lot of times they're going to have requests coming in, those cases being reported. Those cases could turn out to be an actual project, whether it be you need to assist that customer with an upgrade of their new technology, whether you need to assist that customer with an actual upgrade and come install that new, manufacturing big piece of equipment. You need to come in and do that. So those are typically projects that are something much larger, more complex to manage than just a typical case, question and answer type of case coming in. And so the solution allows you to be able to track those, as well as then be able to give the customer visibility into those projects, as you can see here on this particular screen. So I'll kind of provide you with a brief demonstration there, and basically just highlight that you can go in and create customer projects. So if I were to come over here and look at projects under customer service now, I have additional capabilities. I can have my actual project workspace on the back end. So basically what they've done is they've enabled customer specific projects on the platform. And so it's all the same type of capabilities of managing your projects, but it's here within customer. So they're kind of segregated for each one of your customers. So I can go in and look at this particular project. So similar to the way you're managing PPM today, all the standard capabilities here to manage a project. If I want to come over here and look at all on the projects, one thing you'll notice here is a CS, so customer service PRJ, and then the actual project number. So just to kind of highlight that those capabilities exist now, and so you can have a team that's focused just on customer projects. So say if you're a high-tech organization, service-based organization, you typically have a different set of professional services organization that's delivering customer projects. So now they can go in and manage their backlog, manage all of their projects here in the platform, just like your internal project teams are leveraging the project portfolio management portion of the platform. So we'll come back here. So next here, we mentioned briefly about the program status report. So you can now create a new status report at the program level. As I mentioned before, it does some automatic color roll-ups from your underlying projects. What's also nice here too is you can mark at the project level whether or not you want to have the project status roll up into the program status report. So as part of project preferences on each individual project record, you can identify whether you want this to be included. The default is that it will be included in the overall program status report. So this gives you another higher level of reporting capability, so similar to what you're using today around a project status report. So I will just show you briefly on creating a program status report. Here I'll go look at the different programs. I'm going to go here into the Cloud Transformation Program. So similarly on a project where you would have a quick link here to create a status report, you can also come over here to create a status report. And so you'll start to see the roll-up indicators here. Here again, you can override those indicators. So I can, similar to creating a project level status report, so you can see here it's rolling up and giving me an overall yellow status. Here I could obviously override that. Same type of capability that you see with a project status report. So entering your executive summary, comments on why this is green, your weekly achievements, key planned activities. So similar activity items. Obviously, this can be configured to match maybe the way you've configured your specific status report. Also here, we can look at the schedule health, cost, resources, as well as scope. So you can make adjustments here to your overall status. So at that point, then I can submit my overall status. So gives you that type of visibility here of having your overall status report and seeing the overall status roll up here at the program level. Next, we mentioned that there were some updates to the project status mobile app. As you can see here, you can definitely go and check that out on the store. So it does require a couple of plugins to be installed in your environment. Use the agent, ServiceNow agent app. And so they've added a few new capabilities. Before you could look at the status report itself. Now you can review the project details in the status report. You can view and edit and delete risks, issues, decisions, acts, and change requests. And you could receive some notifications on your mobile app as well. So some more enhanced capabilities. Now you can manage a lot of those project controls on the go. So that will really help streamline a lot of your administrative activities associated with managing your project. So in summary, overall, this is a kind of a nice overall slide for those of you that maybe aren't using ITBM today, or for those that you are, might be a good way to kind of assess which components you're currently using today. So we can see if we looked at how are we going to plan and focus on the most important investments. So you can see the different capabilities here that help you with planning. Where should we invest? Where should we be spending our focus? What outcomes are we going to be able to create for our organization? And that starts with planning. Then we can manage the delivery of those outcomes on those investments across the different capabilities here. Some of the most popular capabilities that I'll kind of mention here is we definitely see the the overall innovation portal for those that are really looking at ideation. We're seeing that we're starting to see more organizations start using the investment funding that came out in New York. So that's really key. This capability-based planning, so this is key from the application portfolio management perspective. So a great way to kind of assess all the business capabilities. Do we have solutions, do we have processes to support the delivery of those capabilities for an organization? Here in terms of managing for outcomes, the portfolio workbench, the investment portal, and performance analytics, I'd say are probably the most popular from a PPM perspective. And then when we look at it from an application portfolio management perspective, the application portfolio rationalization and now the technology portfolio management are really key. Next, in terms of execution and delivery methods, the ability to do hybrid project management is really key. And so a key differentiator, you can manage those agile initiatives, waterfall, as well as hybrid, all on the same platform. Project managers can really manage, based on their preference. So really assists in helping everyone be more productive. Also, then you've got multiple ways of managing the work. So you can do a true agile perspective. We saw now you can manage your Scrum programs as a part of that, or you could adopt the whole SAFe methodology. The unified backlog is huge, gives you a lot of value on the platform. You're managing that work coming in on incidents, you're managing problems, you're managing enhancements as an example. With unified backlog, you can take those items, then add them to your backlog, and then be able to start managing those as part of sprints, because it takes that information, creates a related story, which then can be moved around and managed just like you would manage a normal story. Time and resource management are definitely key as well. I do see that the Agile integrations, I think, are going to become very popular now that we've got out-of-the-box integrations with Jira and Azure Dev Ops. So the big question is how can we help? Are there areas that you're looking to increase the outcomes, increase the value of your investments with ServiceNow? And that's what us here at ResultsPositive specialize in. So one thing that we do, and the most popular set of services we provide, are rapid start implementations. And so we've got those defined so that you can get quick access to the capabilities. One thing that we've also found too in our years of implementing PPM solutions over the last 15 years, it's really important to keep it simple, keep it based on the core capabilities, and then scale over time. That way you can address a lot of the organizational change and adoption issues. And so we've tailored rapid start initiatives to get you quick access to capabilities, and then you can start using it, start getting the value, and then add additional capabilities over time, or make it more complex and more rigorous over time. Here again, it's all about keeping it simple so you've got that agility so you can manage the work in terms of planning as well as execution. So if you're looking for implementations in the PPM, APM, Agile spaces, we can definitely assist you with our rapid start packages. We also provide, as part of our rapid starts, we actually provide customer specific training. We also provide online training and roadmap services. So these are becoming very popular, especially when everyone's trying to work remotely. But we have our 4-hour training sessions that you can purchase, very cost effective sessions, so you can really start to becoming an expert as you participate in these sessions. So we currently have our project portfolio management session as well as our resource management session. For those of you who are trying to understand what's your roadmap, how do we put together a roadmap to implement PPM or implement resource management, we have some very strategic sessions that you can purchase. It gives you an opportunity to review our framework to create a roadmap and identify your goals and objectives, your overall capabilities, then looking at where you currently are from a maturity perspective. Then we give you 4 or 5 example roadmaps and walk you through those roadmaps as inputs into creating your own roadmap, and then give you the opportunity to kind of create a draft roadmap as part of that session. So very high marks from those sessions as well. So If those are things that you're looking for to help with your organization, let us know, and we can definitely assist. So I wanted to thank everyone from participating in our webinar today. We're definitely doing demo webinars for the whole entire solution. We just wanted to highlight some of the major new capabilities with the Orlando release.